Oh my goodness. You talk about spontaneity. Wow. Do you take care of yourself? Do you love your spiritual side? Is this shot okay? Is it kind of dark? Well, I wanted to create some ambiance after treating myself at the Eat In Royal East in Cambridge and having my General Gao's chicken and just understanding after reading, I'm going to call her Mama Joy. Uh-huh. And helping me understand what it is as biological living light, a black man in America, and after post-traumatic slave syndrome, 400 years of not accessing our own undivided individuality as a spirituality. Oh, let me definitely inform the audience. This is Brother R.A. and I am Superfly Flying Tiger. And I'm producing this series. And yeah, this is a August series. And we're talking about 8-7. Wait a minute, what's the spirituality of 8 and the spirituality of 7? And am I a digit? Or... So being Superfly Flying Tiger, I'm going to tie in my understanding of the Meta Netta and my 20 years with Master Heej in practicing meditation and movement and learning to settle as biological living light into myself to become that undivided individual. This, remember, actually I'm sitting on the language shirt, but summary of major languages and dealing with melanin dominant biological living light means of communication. I've only gotten so far in post-traumatic slave syndrome in this particular book. I'm on page 58. But I've already learned about uppers and downers and Barbara and amphetamines is an upper and barbiturates is a downer, and the best way for melanin dominant biological living light with the liquid pineal gland is to tell a story, because that levels it out. And so you already have our young melanin dominant children in school. What's she say? Dr. Joy, I love you, goddess. Look, I don't need to be working for no damn star doing all of that shit. She didn't quite say it like that. But you know, my black ass would say like that. I'm a 5, 6, 7-year-old and okay, do your work and I'll give you a star. Okay, I get a star. The second day, okay, I get nah. And now it's like, why am I doing all this work for a star? I need my alarms. I'm 5 minutes in. Okay, so as a black man, understanding myself, becoming that undivided individual, settling into the roots of myself, being still, accessing the divinity within me. The lessons Master Heej beat my ass up with this week. I actually saw this nigga. He been to 61 different countries, 78 years old, and he's still moving light as a feather, smooth and issuing. And he's like, no, ain't no one ever teach me how to do no telekinetic energy. I learned that on myself, on my own. Don't let me start issuing chi. Can you imagine being able to issue just with the rooted groundedness, centeredness, understanding the four directions, north, south, east, and west? Like right now, I know I'm facing south. So if I'm facing south, I know behind me is north. And so if north is behind me and I'm facing south, then I know my right shoulder is east and, or is it west? Oh, facing south and then north. You got to internalize it within your internal psyche and envision, if I'm facing south, then the sun sets in the west and it rises in the east. And am I learning to rise up my internal energies into my divinity and settle into myself? As melanin, biological living light, uniting with the earth. This nigga, he melted his feet into the floor. Now, did that actually happen, or was it mind over matter? Do we have the potential of what we think matters? And so being settled, relaxing all levels of your internal energies. He keep telling me, your head's up to you. Your chin is not level. You're not your spine is not straight. I go to move. He's like, you're telegraphing. You're getting ready to move your arm. So we as melanin dominant and with Dr. Joy, young children asking, why am I doing that? You're not giving me no attention. But she's like, what did she say? She went to Rikers Island or whatever, and she had to greet everyone as they came in because she went to a meeting in Africa, and the meeting doesn't get started until everyone gets there. And then if somebody comes in late, the whole meeting stops and everyone welcomes her into the meeting and then catches her up to speed. The way we deal with time as melanin dominant people is a little bit different than that calcified pineal gland. What she say in Germany, if the train is going to leave at 8:02, the train leaves at 8:02. So the calcified dealing with the digits and the liquid dealing with the digits and understanding the meta-netta, or what you would say the hieroglyphics. But I think even Dorothy and Joy and the constant line is if it was a snake, it would have bit you. So what is that one and that I, if we're trying to communicate a message 7 to 10 generations down the line, and I know that there's one generation, one woman that there's 6 generations now alive. 6 generations. So if we're trying to leave a message beyond the pandemic of a calcified pineal gland, the media controlled, wear a mask in public, don't breathe the clean air, not to all you ignorant niggas. I'm sorry, did I say that? I'm sorry. But we as melanin dominant black folks have to make a decision as 9/10 the Earth's population. 9/10 as it's 11 minutes into the segment. What does that double one mean? I'm learning that there's 2 sides of my spine. And that's where all the nerve endings are. So I visualize the nerve endings in my spine and understand that they connect to my pelvis. And my limbs, my legs connect to my pelvis. My pelvis connects to those nerve endings up to my brain, which is just a muscle. But do I allow the activity of my mind to be limited, contained, fractured, split, multiple personality disorder? Are we split? Have we worked on becoming that undivided individual? And as I made reference to before, that Sitco sign, only 3. Now understand the number 3, the woman, the Trinity, man, woman, and child, the reverence of the woman. Do we acknowledge her divinity? Do we revere the woman as the passageway, the entrance to humanity? And I, as a melanin-dominant black man, biological living light, have a responsibility to reverse the past 400 years. Practicing on the siege of Boston, my meditation and movement, and that video is available in one of these past segments where I'm sending out the spiritual energies of 3, the man, woman, and child, or the denotative, connotative, and absolute abstract, into the 4 aspects of humanity: emotions, physical, intellectual, and spiritual. A liquid pineal gland that's level like the Charles River or any water. It's balanced. There has to be a vertical line and a horizontal line. We looked out and saw the horizon. We understood we are that one. That vertical line that sees the horizon peripherally. From, in those lines, what line? A circle is a sphere. A sphere, one line, no beginning, no end. Can you get with that? Are you that one line, no beginning, no end? Are you tapping into your divinity, your infinity? Gotta go. See ya.